going on, guys? It is Aiden Hutchinson.
What's up, man? It's your boy Amon-Ra St. Brown.
What's going on, Coach Dan at Lions Talk Live and the Blue Crew? This is Ball Hawk, the Fatima Farmers of the Detroit Lions. Everybody make sure you help support the YouTube channel Lions Talk Live by clicking that like and subscribe button. Let's get it and go Detroit.
Greetings and salutations to everyone out there in YouTube land. This is Dan Skipper, offensive weapon for the Detroit Lions. Make sure you all help support Lions Talk Live, Coach Dan, by clicking on that like and subscribe button. Everybody, woo!
All right, well, greetings and salutations to everybody out there in YouTube land. I'm your host once again, Dan Thornton, and I want to thank you all for joining me here today, Lions Talk Live. Hey, it's game day. It's the morning show edition, and we've got some news for you guys, some things for you to consider. We're going to dive into all that along with the 5 headlines, now the main topic of the day. And yes, as you can tell from the main topic of the day, I think the Detroit Lions, their representation as far as the MC, Brad Holmes, and everybody in between, they're at the point in the schedule and a point with this team, though they're going to have to make some real hard choices. We'll get into that momentarily during the main topic of the day. Real quick, though, before we get this show a-rolling and a-going, if you haven't yet subscribed to Lions Talk Live, please consider doing so. We are 25 subs awaiting from hitting 11,600. So if you can help out with that, that would be great and much appreciated. Thank you. Also, if you got a free second of time, it doesn't cost you a dang thing. Reach on down, hit that thumbs up button, hit that like button. Helps the channel out a lot. We try to get every episode between 200, 300 or more thumbs up or likes. Last but never least, if you are considering whether this year or in the upcoming year looking to buy or sell property anywhere in the continental United States, let alone the great state of Michigan where I reside, give me a call or shoot me a text. You now see the number on the screen, 269-998-2384. I'll do what I can to help you save some money, make the process a whole lot easier, and it can be commercial property, new home, vacant land, anything in between. Go ahead and give me a call or shoot me a text. All right, with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and get this show a-rolling and a-going. Let's get over to the first segment of the day, and as you know, it is 5 headlines now. All right, 5 headlines now. Let's get it going. How the Lions can clinch a playoff berth in Week 14. Christian Boer with SI.com with this one. And, we all get it. There's a lot of different scenarios that could have even put the Lions into the playoffs officially, at least last week. Although I think at this point, Lions don't make the playoffs. That would be a big surprise. But let's just real quickly go through it. Lions win or tie, they're in. Falcons lose or tie, plus a Seattle Seahawks Cards tie. That would put the Lions in. Falcons lose or tie. Cardinals loss plus a Rams loss or tie puts them in. Falcons loss. You've seen the Falcons in here a lot on this. Falcons loss or tie. Rams loss or tie. Plus Eagles win. Lions are in. All right, Falcons, man, we could go on through a ton of these. Anyway, I'm not going to bore you guys to death, but there are about 10 to 12 different scenarios where, if the other teams do stuff, and this mostly centers around the Falcons and Buccaneers, and again, I don't want to go through every scenario. You get it. The Lions are in. Lions win tonight, though. I can tell you one thing. They're in. So let's hope that the Lions can pull this off. They pull this off tonight. Make no bones about it. That would be a massive swing for the Detroit Lions, at least in my opinion. You obviously can have your own opinion, but you look at all the challenges they've faced in the last, month and a half with all the injury bugs and stuff, all the new players being, brought in, moved around, or whatever you want to call it. If the Lions get this win tonight, and I do think they're going to get the win tonight, although you have to wait till the somewhere in the show for me to give you out the official prediction. And sorry that Dan O'Damas couldn't make a guest appearance today. I just didn't have enough time to get him on in here. Anyways, just being as bluntly as I can be, I think the Lions need to get a lot of credit. And this is the coaching staff, the players in the front office. They get that win tonight, which I do believe they will. The fact that they've gone through this horrid stretch of games in such short amount of time and will have gone undefeated in that stretch, that's really a credit to all involved. All right, big one here, at least in my opinion. Lions part ways with rookie safety after roster struggles. Story by Nathan Doherty of The Heavy. And I think Nathan's spot on, and we'll be talking about this a little bit more on the main topic of the day. But for those who don't know, Lawrence Strickland, to me, he is a prized rookie safety. And why do I say prized? Because, man, this kid can play basically as your weak side backer. He can play both safety spots. I think he offers a lot of flexibility. And to me, he plays very similarly to Brian Branch. I know I've talked about this before. I really hope they can bring him back, but I also get sometimes, man, you got to make tough choices on the roster. And unfortunately, because of all the things going on with the roster and it's a situation where it's in flux, you had to let somebody go to bring somebody else up. So unfortunate news for the Detroit Lions, because I think there's going to be another team that acquires him, puts in the waiver wire claim. It's unfortunate, but you got to do what you got to do at times. All right, moving on to the next of the 5 headlines now. Dan Campbell made Lions players target Caleb Williams in Week 13. Fanside story by Richard Lewis. While this is a story, I'd also say, man, it is not a story to me as a coach. Who the hell would not target Caleb Williams or any mobile quarterback? I get the St. Brown's brothers talked about this a little bit in their podcast. I also get that to try to make this a story. And, hey, part of being a YouTuber, part of being a print reporter, you got to have people buy your story. You got to have people click on it to read it. Otherwise, guess what? You don't have a career very long, because if you're not bringing in your institution any funds, if people aren't reading what you're writing, they're not going to be a writer or an employed writer very long. So, but for those who don't know, just talking from a coaching perspective, anytime you have a mobile quarterback or somebody like this in football, you're going to talk about getting shots on them to try to take away some of that mobility. We all get it. You watched the game probably on Thanksgiving. If you're watching this channel, you're probably at least a Lions fan, I would assume. And I don't think there's any shadow of a question or doubt. There's no controversy around it. Caleb Williams took a shot for Jack Campbell. That shot was clean. It was in bounds. It wasn't dirty, but I get also why the Bears players, try to protect him, because, that's your quarterback. All that being said, I do think that, Dan Campbell just gives coach speak there and just says, hey, he gets out on the run. He gets anywhere near the sideline. If he's not clearly out, you're going to put a hat on him and make him feel it. And you would say that whether if it was a running back, receiver, or whoever in between. So is what it is, but they tried to make a little bit of a story, in my opinion, about this, and probably just to sell some stuff, but I don't think it's a big deal at all. Again, if you have your own thoughts, go ahead and throw them in the comments section. All right, Dan Campbell made player. I got this one in here twice. Sorry about that, guys. No love lost between Lions cornerback Amik Robertson and Packers. They know it's smoke by Dave Burkett of the Detroit Free Press. So I was not aware of this really until I got the 5 headlines ready, even though it looks like it's going to be 4 headlines today. Sorry about the gaffe on my part. But, so a year ago when he was still with the Las Vegas Raiders, not the LA Raiders, Amik Robertson had a big pick in the end zone. I guess there had been a lot of smack talking to Amik Robertson during the game by the Packers. He does say it was one player in particular, but all he'll say is, quote, a certain guy said certain words that I felt like I couldn't come back from. And by me coming here, I know that the Lions, they don't really fool with them, Robertson said. Continue, quote. So it's even more tension. So that's why it's my first time going there. That guy kept talking to me, and I reminded him, end zone, baby, end quote. And so I don't know who the guy is. He doesn't say. I'm pretty sure if you want to go back and watch old clips or videos, you could probably figure that out. But you know what it is. I'm glad there's some tension in there, because personally, watching Amik Robertson, I think he plays better when he feels like somebody's challenging him, when somebody's, trying to get under his skin. So good for him. Some players play better that way. Others, kind of crumble from it. So we'll see what happens. But Amik Robertson, he's got a little bit more energy in his veins tonight, and probably a little bit more Mountain Dew as he faces the Packers. All right, we're going to move on from this segment of the show to the next segment of the show. We're going to get into a little bit of predictions. All right, predictions here. I'll give you mine at the end of it, but let's go ahead and get into this. USA Today going through this game, their crew all talking about the Lions. Probably you guys already know the Lions are favored currently by 3.5 points. It was as high as 5.5 for a bit. Money line, which I have no idea what it means, so I'm not even going to get into it. The over-under is 51, and here we go. Lorenzo Keys have the Lions winning 28-20. Tyler Dragon has the Lions winning 30-25. Richard Morin and all these reporters, just so you guys know we're on the same page, they're with USA Today. Lions 31, Packers 20. Jordan Mendoza has the Lions winning, a close one, 30-29. So going on from there, we've got the AZ Central, and that's Arizona times. For those who don't know, Arizona Republic has the Lions winning 28-24. Now, Sportsnet has the Packers winning by a point, 31-30. NFL Network, you guys all know the video they put out every week. It was 50-50 between their 10-person panel, 5 for the Packers, 5 for the Lions. I get it. The Lions, if they didn't have the injuries, I think the Lions would be heavy favorites. But you know what? You do have the injuries. Thankfully for the Lions, so do the Packers. And I went through it in a video yesterday, so I'm not going to bore you guys with it. But the Packers have a significant amount of injuries, especially to their secondary and a few in the linebacking core. So their defense may be a little suspect tonight too. Sports betting dime as the Lions winning 26.9 to Packers 18.7. You guys who are more savvy with the betting world know what that means more than me. ESPN has the Lions with a 58.9% chance to beat the Packers. Dimers has the Lions winning 26-23. Bookies.com says bet the under in Packers versus Lions game. Again, you guys know what that means, and I am not privy to that. All right, as far as my personal prediction before we get into the main topic of the day, I'm going to say this. I think the Lions are going to win. I think it's going to be not quite the game most people suspect. I have the Lions winning 38-29. So that's my opinion on it. You can have your own. If you have your score predictions, put them in the comments section. Dan O'Damas did pass it on to me. He thinks Jared Goff is going to have a bit of a game today. He thinks he's going to throw for just shy of 300 yards and 3 touchdowns, while David Montgomery and Gibbs go on the ground for about 75 yards each. And then, yes, he didn't play the first game. He's all worked up for this game. Jamison Williams is going to be the beneficiary of a lot of double teams on both St. Brown and Sam Laporta, because I do think the Packers right now are struggling to defend the tight end position. But you know what? You can't double team everybody. You got a secondary in flex, and some linebackers are out for Green Bay. I'm going to say this. Jamison Williams is going to go off for about 137 yards and a score. See if he can get some rushing yards too. We'll see how Dan O'Damas does with that one. All right, with all that said and done, let's get over to the main topic today. And I do think it's a topic worthwhile. All right, main topic of the day. You guys are going to say to me, man, Dan, what are you talking about? The Lions are in a tough situation, all that kind of stuff. Here's my thoughts with it. Lions, what you saw last night with Lawrence Strickland, I think, unfortunately, that may just be the start of this thing. Lions may have to move off some pretty dang good young developmental players or put them on the IR in order to keep them because, you know, as guys return, other guys have to be let go. As we all know, you can only keep 53 people on the active active roster, and on game days only 47. So what do you do if you're Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell with some of these guys? You cannot put everybody on the IR. The NFL doesn't allow it, and you have to meet certain guidelines to go on the injured reserve. Obviously, with Lawrence Strickland yesterday, he did not meet those guidelines, so they were forced into a difficult choice there. What are you going to do with him? Unfortunately, you had to let him go. Lions did add Jamal Williams, as we all know, to the roster. Whether or not he's going to play tonight, I guess we'll find out. Could it be that Strickland was let go so Adams could come up? It's possible. I would not have considered that scenario, but they don't ask me. The next question is, if Strickland's gone, who else do you think could be let go? Because as Alex Anzalone returns, and he's only a couple weeks away from potentially returning, what do you do? Who has to leave the lineup to get him back? What about other players, like if John Kaminsky comes back? And yes, I do have an update on Aiden Hutchinson. I'll do that later today. I did not want to put it into this video just because let's leave that for its own entity. But they're not the only guys. There are so many guys like Derek Barnes and such that may be returning in the next several weeks that other people have to go. And you guys have reached out. You talked to me about it. We mentioned it in the Do Crew comment section before. So what do you do? Do these guys get rings? Do these guys, you just have to part ways with them? Yeah, it's on the unfortunate part of professional sports, or to be honest, in the workforce. You're not going to employ everybody. You can't justify the roster compensation. In something like the NFL, you're limited to those 53 guys plus the practice squad, or what do you want to call it, the veteran squad. So could somebody who is a veteran get cut and then agree to come back on the practice squad or the veteran squad? Yes, but Lawrence Strickland or anybody who doesn't yet have tenure within the NFL, those guys, that's not an option. they're going to be put on the waiver wire. And if you're Brad Holmes, you understand the second you release Lauren Strickland, somebody else is probably putting in a claim for him. And I suspect by probably noon or 4 o'clock this afternoon, Lauren Strickland's going to be on a new team. And that's sad news because, again, I think that kid's got some real talent. Thankfully, they have Brandon Joseph, and thankfully next year they'll probably turn to their scouting department to replace Lauren Strickland with somebody else. But who's the next person that they're probably going to have to make a tough cut with? I don't know, but it'd be interesting to get your guys' thoughts on that. All right, that's the main thought for the day. And in regards to tonight's game, I will have a live stream. I'll have, once I'm off the air here today, probably within an hour, I'll get a link up for it. I'll go on, I don't know, probably around 7:30 or something like that, but I'll have that all in the thumbnail so you guys can tell what time the pregame show will be going. Because of my voice, though, I may not be able to talk as much as normal. I mean, right now I feel fine. I feel actually much better than I have the last few days, but I also know my voice can get strained a little bit. All right, Dude Crew, let's get over to you guys, see what you guys have to say all about the game, all about the difficult choices that will face this team, and anything else you want to throw on out there. If you got score predictions, put them in there. If you got predictions on who's going to do what tonight, now's the time to rise and shine with it. All right, Michael D, greetings, salutations, coach and Dude Crew, exclamation points, Superdome, Super Bowl, one pride, woo, woo, and back at you. Michael, Lions 24, Packers 21, one pride, exclamation point. Oh, yeah, I'll go with that. Twin Peaks, good, great morning all, go Lions, and back at you. Hey, for most of Michigan, I can't speak to all of Michigan, but I know of at least the Southwest Michigan where I reside. Man, we got hammered last night by thunder, snow, thunder, rain, thunder, whatever. Hopefully you're all okay. How about that? I know the kids at schools around here, they were like, there ain't going to be no school tomorrow, and I think they're all right. Moonscar, good morning, Duke Crew, starting lineup, exclamation point. Check out my thumbnail picture. Yes, I see it. And this ornament on the Tree of Destiny, yes. And speaking of that, thank you for bringing that up there. For those who don't know, so one of you guys sent me over, Great Lakes sent this over yesterday. Hey, if you want to reach out to a Bears fan, somebody you know, somebody you love and cherish, maybe for a broski bear, you may want to consider getting this as the Christmas ornament for them, and just your way to appreciate their fandom of the Chicago Bears. So reach on out, see if you can help that person in their moment of need by reliving this glorious moment on the screen. All right, let's go. Let me get that off the screen there and get back to the comment section. So I thought that thing was hilarious. All right, Jess Green, salutations, y'all. Coach, I've been wanting to ask you a question. If you were running the team, since you've coached and GM'd, what would you do differently? Man, I don't know. The offense probably not a whole lot different, just because just for those who don't know, I tend to be a very aggressive as a coach. What you see me in everyday life and me as a coach, they're two different Dans. We'll put it that way. I've heard it for decades upon decades, but it's just how I was raised in sports and what I believe in a coaching standpoint. Flip that switch. Defensively, I like a lot of what Aaron Glenn now does. Last year and this year with the team, I probably would be a lot more aggressive. I'd probably scheme up a few more zone blitzes here and there just to try to confuse teams. Not that I wouldn't do man-to-man more often than not, but I would mix in a lot of zone blitzes to try to hit the weak side of quarterbacks, their blind side basically, stuff like that. Offensively, I would probably spread it out a little bit more, but to be fair, Ben Johnson does a pretty dang good job. It's hard to find things I would do vastly differently. Front office, I love the fact that they use so much time and resources on personality evaluation of the players, and you can see where that transcends into the coaching staff, and I'm assuming the front office as well. Having worked overseas in sports, I can tell you, over there, that's unavoidable. They will rule out tons of different types of people based on what their personalities are. They put that stuff up there, the same playing field as your physical skills in whatever sport it may be. If you don't have the right mental aspects they're looking for, they won't even consider you. But anyways, I think you're starting to see that more and more in North American sports, where more and more teams are paying attention to that. I guess other than that, I can't really think of anything off the top of my noggin that would be different. All right, this game is no longer about the injuries, winning the division, the number one seed. It's about Lionheart. I agree with that. And I do think you're going to see the guys, because they have a pseudo bye after this game. I think you're going to see everyone on this team play their tail off because they know they've got more than likely the next 5 or so days off before they have to return. Jameer, greetings and salutations, everyone. Back at you. Good to see you as always. It feels like it's been a couple days since I've seen you. Stephanie, good morning, boys. Exclamation point. Working today, and all I will say is if you go outside, take your time going to work. I'd rather not respond to 50 more distress calls. Hey, I have no doubt you've probably got a lot of that today, and thoughts and prayers for you for doing all you do to help people. Robert, greetings, salutations, Dan and crew. It is game time. We need to hit them hard and hit them often. I'm assuming it's supposed to be often. And don't let up on the Lions. 31, Packers 16. I'll go with that. Ken, good morning, everyone. Exclamation points. Go Lions. Back at you, Ken. Hopefully it's a phenomenal start to your day. I do love autocorrect. It gets me all the time, man. I put a post up for an award I got from Zillow. So I'm sure most of you guys know I'm a realtor, and apparently I won an award from Zillow for being, like the top agent in the area or whatever it is for like the 7th straight year. And I put at the bottom, if you want to call me or text me. And then I put out my phone number, and then apparently autocorrect. And, this thing's been up for a couple days, and a buddy of mine pointed out it switched it from text to test. So not a big deal, but it happens. See, Jameer, let's get this dub going, Lions. 100%. I like the way you're thinking. Get the win at all costs tonight if you can. Wayne, I hate the Packers. I want this one. A win here puts them out of the North title. Yes, it does, at least in my opinion. I don't see a scenario realistically where if you win tonight against the Packers, they have any realistic opportunity to win the NFC North. Statistically, yes, for another week or two, but that's about it. I know it's tough, but so are the Lions. Let's flipping go. I'll go with that. Jessica, good morning, everyone. Exclamation point, stay warm. Same to you. Rob, greetings, salutations. Coach Dan and Duke, the Lions are the grooviest, Daddy-O. Yes, they are. Yes, they are indeed. Rob, hope you're feeling better. I am, man. The head doesn't feel like it's got weights on it anymore. My hearing's coming back where before, if you get a head cold, at least for me, it kind of affects my hearing and apparently my voice too. Jameer, you still never came up with the Brad Holmes. Yeah, Dan, what's up with that? Yeah, man, I'm just slacking, man. I got to get on that. I'd say, Wayne, Lions are the better team. Let's hope so tonight. I think you're right. They're going to prove it tonight. Wayne, we have the better coaches. Get ready. Let's rock the cheese clowns. Let's do that indeed. Let's rock them upside the head. Trey, what's good all? Question mark. Lions are home. We have injuries, but so do the Packers. Fans need to make it hard for Love in the offense all game long. Yes, if you can get any kind of pressure on Love or where they can't make adjustments as easily, maybe get them into a few mistakes. And really, end of the day, most games really do come down to just a few things here and there. When I coach basketball, I always use this as an example for teams. What's the difference between a 1-point win and an 8-point loss? Or how about a 20-point loss? It's really only a few plays here and there. And just using the 20-point, example, think about this. You make 2 more shots versus missing 2 more shots. You turn the ball over 2 times less. Well, now that's, hopefully at least 4 more points. You run your offense 1 play better than you would have otherwise. You get 1 more defensive stop. That's a 20-point game right there. All right, let's see. Lawrence, the Packers are going to try to hurry up offense and get the ball out of Love's hands quickly and keep him off balance all game long. Yeah, if I'm the Packers, to kind of Scooby-Doo this like you're saying, Lawrence, I probably want to get rid of the ball as quick as possible. 1, to avoid hits on Love. Love has not been the healthiest dude this year. He's also turned the ball over a little bit. I would try to aid him any way possible with a lot of quick releases, etc., and then also take some stress off that Packers offensive line, which is getting healthier, but it is still going to have to prove itself. Twin Peaks, this game is going to come down to heart. We are depleted, and it's time for our offense to carry our hurt defense. Goff and team need to play at a very high level today. Yeah, that would help a ton. If they can do anything like they did in Green Bay, not that the Packers didn't control the ball, especially that first drive of the game, but the Lions, you saw it against Chicago. You saw it the first time in Green Bay. If you can really go out there for 5, 7, maybe 8-minute drives, the stress you're now taking off that Detroit Lions defense is massive. So I think you're spot on. Bill, let's see. No reader means we will not be able to stop the run. Red zone D, an issue. We need to score a lot. It could be just that. I couldn't agree more. Score a ton. Flathead Frank, Dr. Jeff, please, thinks the rash of injuries on the Lions front 7 is from the Lions playing 80 to 110%, while the other teams are playing closer to 60%. Could be indeed. really as far as the interior of the defense, so the defensive tackles, the middle linebacker, and the safeties, Reader's the only one who's really missed any time significantly because of injuries. And really, I suspect it will just be this game. After the next 10 days, I suspect he'll be back against Buffalo. If this would have been a Sunday game, I think DJ Reader would have been out there. But I could be wrong. I haven't physically evaluated him or anything. Tori, injuries happen. That means it's an opportunity for someone else to make names for themselves. I agree. You think back throughout, anybody who's watched the NFL for a while, there are a ton of guys who come off the bench that once they're given an opportunity, they make the name for themselves, and that's how people are discovered. And, we all get the Tom Brady story, but man, what's this? Terrell, was it? Oh gosh, running back for the Denver Broncos in the 90s. I can't remember his last name. Maybe it was Terrell Davis or whatever. Yeah, he was like the third or fourth running back on their team. And then when he finally got his opportunity, he became, Super Bowl MVP and stuff. And you could go through a lot of guys that fit that bill. But you're right. Opportunity knocks, take advantage. Dennis, good morning. Dan and Duke Crew, back at you. Rob, the Packers are the better team for me I'll go with that. NFL analyst Trump, the insult comic dog, we'll go with that. Let's see, Jason, why we will win, home field advantage, coaching, momentum, destiny, Superdome, or bust. I'll go with that. Well, I'll go with all of that. Frank, good morning, Duke Crew. East Side. Woo, woo, woo. I'm sorry, man. I'm doing the best I can with the woos. Go Lions. France, I'm excited to see what Glenn does with some of the new toys he's been given. Let's not forget, for many of these players, they understand this is a big chance for each of them to prove what they have. Yeah, agreed. Those guys that are getting their opportunity have been practice squad guys or wherever they've come from. They get it. Kewan Alexander, do you still got it or not? Here you go. Here's the opportunity. Long Jr., you know what? Miami didn't want you for whatever reason. What are you going to do here? And I think you've seen some good play out of him. As far as, was it Miles Adam, the guy from the practice squad of the Seattle Seahawks, their defensive tackle? Here you go. You want to prove that you're an NFL player? Here you go. Here's your opportunity. And you guys get it with each of these guys. They've got a chip on their shoulder. Rob, let's all hit the woo button for Coach Dan. Thank you for that. Flat Frank, Dan Skipper, they beat the tar out of us. That's still fresh in our minds. Revenge game, woo, yeah, 100%. And hey, you want to talk about a streak that the Lions want to end tonight. The last 3 times in this series, Green Bay versus Detroit, the home team has not been the greatest team out there. We'll put it that way. So, and 2 of those are Lions wins on the road. So let's hope the Lions get one tonight. Lawrence, this game will be a display of what's getting knocked down and getting back up and biting off kneecaps. Yes, it'll be a good time for the Lions to prove that mantra. Frank, can't wait for the game tonight. This game is going to be epic. Will be one of the best games of the year for both teams. Want to win bad. Jared Goff, 300-plus yards, 3 touchdowns all day. Let's go, Detroit Lions fans. I'm down with that. Rob, it'll be interesting to see what Zadarius Smith brings to the game. Yeah, he talked about guys, they're going to have a little juice, a little extra fire on them. He's probably got that. Man Bear, good morning, friends. Exclamation point. Have a wonderful day. Go Lions. 27-23 Lions. I'll take that. Hatman, good morning, Dan and Duke Crew. Thanks for passing on your cold through YouTube, Dan. I'm sick as well. Hey, caring is sharing, right? Susan Scott, good morning, all. Coach Dan, I'm thinking about making a channel. Any advice? The biggest thing I would say is just be genuine, be yourself. Don't try to be someone you're not on the mic or on air, or however you want to word it. Find your own niche. I mean, there are so many good content creators out there. I mean, you guys watch a bunch of them. I can't say anything bad about any of them. Each of them have their own way of doing things. Find the stuff that works for you. Stick with that and go with that. Don't try to be somebody else. Let's see, Robert. Where is Hatman? That I don't know. Don, I think this defense is going to shock some people. Exclamation points. Will make mistakes. Of course, it's a bunch of new guys trying to build chemistry, but watch us from the form like Voltron. There you go. Voltron it is. 5 Lions coming together. Or I guess it could be the one with the 15 cars. Papa, best of morning to each of the people within the Duke Crew. Same to you. Frank the Tank, tell you what, if Green Bay wants to win one, this is their chance. Defense line is injured bad. Still need to stop the run. No, boys. Still need to stop the run through boys. Okay, go Lions. I'm down with that, Frank Tank. Steve, good morning, Dan, and all my fellow Lions fans. I believe in this team and coaches, and despite the injuries, I'm keeping the faith. Exclamation point. Woo! Woo! All right. It concurred. And good morning, Steve. Hatman, hey, there you go. Hey, Robert, took a little time off, got a new puppy that's keeping me busy. Well, good, enjoy that, my friend. Enjoy it indeed. We've got one, too, and it is a new experience having a puppy versus a elder dog. See, Frank Tang, Dan the man with the master plan, go Lions. Woo! You know, for the woos, I'll just do this. If I can find it real quick, I'll just give you a... All right, Lawrence, if we can get the D line to shine tonight, we will be fine. I agree. If those guys, hold the ground, force the Packers to be one-dimensional and that they're basically just going to have to throw to beat us, then I think, we're going to be in real good shape. Quentin, green salutations, y'all. Like 40 of us in the chat and only 15 likes. That's disrespectful. Hit the dang buttons, y'all. Yeah, if you guys can, hit the like and the subscribe button. So small. Lawrence Hill, I think you're right. If we can hold the line, then I think we can limit the Packers offense. Correct. Jason, 35-24 victory. Our offense dominates tonight. I hope that you are right, my friend. In fact, I'm predicting, if according to Daniel Damas, who passed me on a card, you are correct. See, Voltron, win by 1 or by 50, just win tonight. I like the way you're thinking. Hookadoo, good morning, Duke Crew. Lions have a early Christmas present for the Packers. It's a lump of coal. Go Lions. Go buy them all the coal they want. But Bo, is it good morning, Duke Crew? Nothing good is ever easy. I see Super Bowl. Woo! And concurred. Pat can't be upset with the coaches or team. We are riddled with injuries and have been for a while. The fact that we haven't dropped one impresses me. Yeah, I'd say you're spot on with that, man. The fact that we haven't dropped the game at this point with all the adversity we're facing, I think you're spot on with that one. Hardy, the better coach team that wants it more wins tonight. Yes, we're home, so that does help, I think, at least somewhat. All right, let's see. Jake, I don't care how we do it, just win. I like it. Rob, 63-0. Lions and Packers don't cross the 50-all game. Green Bay moves to Halifax and joins the CFL. Maybe they will. David, we need to run the ball a ton today. Do everything we can to milk the clock and control the game, help protect the D. Yeah, I'd like the way you're thinking, man. Try to do everything you can to make sure the defense isn't out there overly. Phil, good morning. Back at you, Phil. Dennis, good morning. Trumps, yep, a lot of two-headed monster. Give Reynolds some carries, fresh legs. Yeah, they might do that. Maybe Baki as well. Dale, I don't see our Lions losing at home in prime time. My fellow Duke Crew mates, let's play physical football and punish these Packers. Yes, let's put it on them. Fruit Lee, what do you got? It's game time. It's playoff clinching time. It's our time. Go Lions. Can I get a woo and a oh yeah? Well, that's probably all I can do for the oh yeah, but for the woo, I can give you a. All right, Rob, waiting for the Vikings to collapse like the Twins. Go Falcons. I'll be cheering them on all weekend. Big Deep morning crew back at you. Flathead, all the pressure is on Green Bay in our house. You're not wrong. They understand what's going on. The Packers lose. It's Dunzoville for them in regards to the NFC North. Woo! And there you go, Frank. Ken, good morning. Dan and Duke Crew, hope you're feeling better. I am. Thanks for that, man. Game day, big victory. Let's get that big victory. Motown Mitch, what up, though? Lions rule, Bears drool. Shredded cheddar is going to taste so nice. Yes, it will, man. Sprinkle it on something and eat it. Let's see, Mike the Marine Gunny, howdy, Dan and Duke Crew. Woo! And there you go, Gunny. James, 12-1, go Lions. I'm down with that. Aaron, I never bought tickets to a game we lost, so I might just have to go tonight and help the team out. You know what? Do what you can to help the team, my friend, and thank you for being selfless like that. Dale agrees salutations on this cold morning. Time to warm up the Lions victory, 32-17, Lions victory. I like that a lot. Dale, Ford Field might be a decimal level record tonight. It might be. I hope the fans really do come out, and I suspect they will for tonight's game. David, good morning. If the D-line can find a way to perform today, we win. I like it. Greg, and I agree, by the way, David. Greg, see, time for Martin to have his breakout game. You're talking about opportunity knocking. Man, that bell is being rung around. If he can come through tonight, that would be most helpful. The Central, let's see. Let's go Lions, one pride. Tonight's the night. Tonight is the night. Oh, yeah, or whatever the song says. Yes, you're correct. Henry Moore, good morning. Coach Dan, Duke Crew. Coach, my cold lasts almost a week and a half. Drat. Yes, yeah. Fortunately, I'm feeling better, but yes, I can still feel the strain on my voice a bit. David, hi, y'all. Coach Dan from Durham, Ontario. Go Detroit Lions, 27-17 over Packers. I'll take that. And good morning to you, by the way, my friend. Sarge, good morning, Dan and DC. Game day, exclamation points. Woo! Lions 27, Shutterheads 21. Okay, I'll take it because it's a win. Marcus, good morning. Dan and Scooby-Doo crew. Anyone know the Lions record on Prime Time and Amazon Prime? I do not. If somebody does, throw it in the comment section. All right, anymore. Just cleaned off the truck, going to the VA for a CAT scan on my back. Hopefully it goes well for you, my friend, and hopefully cleaning the driveway off of the truck wasn't too bad. Matt, 31-28. Lions will come from behind. Hey, as long as they do it and win, I'm down with it. Matt again. Broderick Martin, big day, drawing double teams, freeing up Liam the Dream. He might just do that. And, he is a big athletic dude. Let's see what he can do with this opportunity. Michael, glad we got a stacked practice squad. Packers going to get the taste of reality tonight. Lions, 42-10. Lions, man, they win anything like that. It will be a phenomenal night for our Lions fans. And to be honest, it's going to be a phenomenal next 10 days. G-Mo, good morning, Coach and Duke crew. Go Lions. And back at you. Courtney, 12-1. Love picked off twice, once by Kirby and Tyrion Arnold. I'm down with that. Ronald, let's see. I have a good feeling about this game. Exclamation point. We need the 1 seed. We do. It would be nice to get to the 1 seed. Although, from a statistical standpoint, since the NFL has gone to this new version of the playoffs where there's only one person given a first-round bye. Remember, it used to be the number 1 and 2 seed. I think it's out of the eight number 1 seeds, AFC, NFC, only one of them, I want to say, has won the Super Bowl, and only 4 of them have made the Super Bowl. So from a statistical standpoint, maybe it's not always greatest being the number 1 seed, but for a team beat up like the Lions, it probably wouldn't hurt. Dale, spot on, Dan. A win tonight will very much serve as credit for all involved. Sad to see Strickland go. Yeah, if you watch the show, I'm guessing most of you guys have. I really had some good, reviews, I guess you could say, or rankings on Strickland and also Joseph, the other backup safety. I like them both, but unfortunate situation, they had to make a tough call, and unfortunately for Strickland, he had to go. Let's see, Derek, good morning, Coach and crew. It's going to be a great win for us tonight. I hope I don't see a heart attack shoveling snow. I don't have a heart attack shoveling snow. Exclamation point. I really want to see this game. Maybe take the day off shoveling snow then, in that case. David, good morning, all. My first time in 55 years on this planet. I'm seeing Lions fans everywhere, walking proud in my Lions swag for years. Just feels different. Feels good. I bet it does, man. And good morning to you. Rob, back in high school, I was pulled and benched for going after the pass instead of hitting the quarterback. Played defensive tackle. This story is nothing. Yeah, 100%, man. I get why they write it, but at the same time, man, I just didn't even see the point. Tell me a coach that doesn't say hit the other team. You're going to always talk about the other players on the opposing offense if you're a defensive coach. You're going to talk about getting hats on helmets. You're going to talk about how to wrap up, how to not give up extra yards. Make them feel it if they get towards the sidelines, stuff like that. Lauren, good morning, Coach Dan and Duke crew. Woo! Back at you. Lawrence, we must be ready for the hurry-up offense. Yeah, my guess is the coaching staff, Aaron Glenn, has got the D ready for it. It'll be my anticipation. Derek, did you win your first game, Coach? We did. 69-29, so it was a pretty good opening game win. The team really played well. In the opening, it used to be when I first coached basketball, in regards to high school level, you would be given about a month to prepare. Now you're really given like 6 practices because you get the week before Thanksgiving. Then Thanksgiving week, it's just tough because a lot of schools are shut down. Kids and families are gone on vacations in some cases. So you got 6 practices to put in an offense, a defense, the slobs, the sideline out of bounds, the baseline out of bounds plays, your press breakers, your presses. Try to get some conditioning in. You try to get some cohesion. And it's just, to me, it's a disservice to the players. But I also get why the Michigan High School Athletic Association has done that, because you want kids to have a little bit more break between the seasons. Either the college level, it's not a problem. You got 3 months to get people ready. Professional level, man, there really isn't an off season. Maybe you get a couple weeks off before you start returning to your trainers and your teams for some stuff. But the high school level, I think that's why if you were to look over opening night scoreboards, you see probably some teams roast a lot of other teams just because if you're a brand new coach to your school, I mean, the fact that you've got to put in all that material in 6 days or 6 practices, it's hard to do. And then you'd be able to get kids to think under pressure. What am I supposed to do here? You call out this or that. Where am I supposed to go? It's it's a calamity. All right, Marcus, Lions 27, Packers 23. I'll go with that. Arrogancy, it's going to be an offensive game and close, probably. I think you're right. Southwest Line, man, I feel like I haven't seen you in a minute, man. Good to see you. Love to see the Lions win this, but if they do, the offense is going to really have to be on its game. Yeah, the offense is probably aware of that as well. Okay, Lions 34-24, Lions War. I'm down with that. Let's see, Rob. That stat needs posting, not raw data. You can't score fractions of a point. Yeah. I have no idea how that stuff works, man. And to be honest, I'm just not really worried about it. I leave it to you guys who do more of the betting stuff because it probably affects you more than it affects me. Arrogancy, bet the under means it will be more defensive than you thought and be less on total score, basically. Okay, thanks for that, man. Thanks you. Dale, 30-24 Lions. Woo! I'll go with that. Let's see, Southwest Line. Yeah, need to score 30-plus points. Okay. Trump's 34-23 Lions. I'll take that. Southwest, it sucks having to cut good developmental players because of all the injuries. Correct. And that's where I think, man, they probably thought long and hard about Strickland, but given all the injuries at different positions, they were probably forced into taking something out of the secondary because you can't really limit the quarterback spot. You can't really cut any more at the running back. Offensive line, you've got some real prizes there that you're not letting go with some of the younger guys. So anyways, all right, Rob, betting the under with D beat up, maybe. Flathead, Lions 27, Packers 20. Courtney, Lions 31, Packers 17, exclamation points, Jahmyr Gibbs and JMO, big yards with touchdowns. I hope you're right with that. Hardy, Coach Dan, don't you keep the best and most versatile player, the player who gives you the best chance to win the playoffs and the Super Bowl? Yeah, I would think so. Always, Hardy. I'm just guessing, for whatever reason, and I'm not going to speak for the coach, the coaching of the Detroit Lions. Lawrence Strickland was deemed the guy they had to get rid of in that scenario, but they probably had a long, hard look at the roster, and you're probably splitting hairs at this point with a lot of those guys because I think the Lions have done a very good job finding guys that need work to develop, but they have the stuff you and I can't coach and teach and stuff like that. It's sort of like Broderick Martin or Giovanni Manu or whoever else you want to list. All right, Matthew, greetings, salutations. Good morning, everyone. Superdome, exclamation point, Super Bowl. Woo, woo. Shit likes to woo, woo, in the fresh morning dew. How about a shot of the old dew and a hearty Sheila woo? Just to give my voice a break, I'll give you 1, 2, 3. All right, Hardy, Lions 31, have to focus on 30-plus, Packers 20, have to keep Green Bay 20 and under. Let's hope they can. Philippines on demand. Why are we now in a tough spot? Missed it because you're at the point, in my opinion, of Philippines where the Lions now have to cut some pretty good players in order to make room for players in positions that have been decimated from injuries. I guess that'd be the good way to put it. Plus, you look in the next couple of weeks with guys returning from the IR, you're going to have to probably make some tough choices there, too, cutting players. All right, Kim, for the win, offense must play a full game. Lions 24-21. I'm down with that. 3-1-3. Will DeMarcus Jones play tonight? I think he'll be activated. Whether or not he plays, that's a great question. And we'll have to wait till game time to find out. Christian Mahogany, I'm guessing, is getting pretty close to being in plays. Let's see, Moonscar, I saw that picture and almost sent it to you also. Yeah, Great Lake sent it over, and I thought that thing was hilarious. The Central Lions put up a 40-burger, take them into the deep water. Let's go, Lions. I'm down with that, and thanks for that. General Baum, talking about something I haven't seen in a minute. It feels like it's been a week or so good to see you, my friend. Lions win another nail-biter, 26-24. Packers miss last-second field goal as time runs out. I'm down with that. Maybe they can pull a Bears and just let the clock run out. Let's see. Southwest, I just hope the Lions don't allow time-consuming drives. The death by 1,000 cuts approach will wear the defense down, load the box, make them one-dimensional. They might have to do that. Hardy, Philippines, we have injured players coming back, so they have to cut gap players who are now filling in. Correct. Michael, laughing out loud, broski, bear on suicide watch now. Yeah, some of you guys have said you haven't seen him in any of the shows for a while now, and my guess is that's probably not by happenstance. The Bears have lost whatever it is 5 in a row now. That's probably part of it. Bill, I think they have a hard time in run D today without Reader. Yeah, it will impact things, I'm sure. Goff is going to have to light them up. No thunder, snow in the Philippines. Laughing out loud. I'll be back soon. All right, well, hey, we'll keep all the thunder, snow, and the thunder rain and snow rain or whatever for you. Southwest, hey, Dan, congrats on the best agent award. Thanks, man. I got interviewed yesterday by a new agency who would like to try to acquire me, I guess. And the biggest thing they asked was, so what do you want in a new agency? And I was like, I don't want any restrictions. If I go in and show somebody a house, I've done this since the early 90s. Thankfully, I don't, I'm not like starving. So if I tell you this house, sucks, you should blow it up with dynamite, I mean it. I try to shoot down houses more often than I tell people to go buy them. If it's one thing if we walk in and go through the house and I can say, yeah, this house is, it's well priced. There's no clear issues with it, but just things you look for, having been somebody who's flipped houses, rented out, properties, and then been a realtor. There are so many issues that you can catch people trying to hide. And I get in Michigan, you're allowed 10 days to do any inspections you want. But you have to also trust that home inspector is going to do right by you too, which thankfully I've got a real good relationship with a few of them. I'll recommend you use this person, that person, because they will go through ad nauseum with that house. But, it's just lots of little things. I've come to the point after, 30 plus years of being a realtor. I say this, I have to assume you as a client don't know jack about construction practices, how houses are built, why clay around your foundation or underneath your foundation is a real big worry sign to me, just stuff like that. So, I guess the polite way to put it would be some places I've worked in the past would get really upset with me for shooting down deals for clients. My job to them is to always get sales. And I'm like, nah, man, I'm not that dude. If I think a place sucks, I'm going to tell you. Let's see, David, good morning, Coach Dan from Durham, Ontario. Go Lions 27-17. Back at you again, David. Hopefully it is still a good morning for you. Dominic, good morning from Texas. It's probably a little bit nicer weather down there in Texas than it is right here in Michigan right now. David, with all these injuries, our culture will drive a win. I like your way of thinking. I think you might be spot on with that. Manberg, laughing out, Dan. Be thankful that it said test and not yes. I'll go with that. Phil, Lions have been playing as strong as at home. Yes. Green Bay is confident in playing well. Yeah, it should be a good game. Although if we blow them out by 90, I'm not going to complain. Say Southwest line, get as much speed on that field defensively as you can. Probably not a bad idea. Phil, I get concerned for Mosley. This point in his career, man, it's all or nothing. If he's going to get an opportunity to play, and I suspect he will, he could get injured today, he could get injured tomorrow, but it's going to be a knock on him for a long time to come. He's injury prone, and rightfully so. So all you can do is wish the best for him that he can stay healthy. Bill, this is the day. Football strong. Go Lions. I'll go with that. Southwest line. Well, we need to find out whether or not Mosley can be a contributor. True. Very good point. I think they were smart to keep him out of the Chicago game. Yeah, it sounds like he did something in warm-ups to his hamstring, so probably. Phil, Lions don't say, oh no, exclamation point, injuries. They say, oh boy, new players. I'll hold my beer and watch this. I'll go with that. Trumps, let's hope the refs don't rear their ugly heads. Let's hope not. Trumps, stay healthy and don't get any unnecessary shots, 100%. More, I like Voltron's 5 Lions. Go Lions. Yes, me too, over the 15 cars, whatever they were. 313, I'm excited to see Miles Adams play. He had a good win when he played us. Yeah, he played well when he played us. Yeah, between him and Broderick Martin, I'm guessing those are the two who are going to fill in for DJ Reader. And let's be honest, neither one of them are small dudes. They hopefully can push it around a little bit. Andy, it's game day, exclamation point. Man, I'm fired up. Me too, man. I can't wait for tonight. Trumps, I pity the fools. I pity the fools that try to beat up on the Lions. It's General Brown, Lions need to get turnovers and control the clock. Yeah, I think you're spot on. If we can get a few turnovers out of the Packers and control the clock, yeah, that will help us out exponentially. Freddie, Lions have grit. We will win. I like that. Smoke Jones, good morning, exclamation point. Woo! Who are the linebackers playing tonight? Man, I don't know. My guess is to start the game, it's probably going to be Long Jr., Jack Campbell, and then maybe Neiman. Maybe it's a real guess on the third one. Phil, Dan O'Damas have a hair drum. Yeah, I didn't have enough time to get him out on the show. We'll put it that way. Trump's BB 2 interceptions. Let's go with that. Chris, Reader out. We might be dropping this one. Let's hope not, my friend. I'm thinking positive. Let's see. Paperback Van Green Sanitations. Duke Crew, Lions 27-17. Lions win. Props to giving vehicle Voltron. There you go. Let's see. Andy, I need 50 yards from Monty and Gibbs for gambling reasons. Well, hopefully they come through for you. Chris, protect my D. There you go. Offense needs to grind. Yes, I concur, Chris. Trump's Kirby 1 NT and 2 kneecaps. He might do just that. Flat Broderick run, breakout game might be. Monster performance. Hopefully he drinks Mountain Dew right before kickoff. Let's see, Benjamin Brewer, Mosley, 2 snaps in 2 seasons. Come on, Brad. Yeah, the good paychecks where you can get them, right? Phil, we wanted when did the Lions bring the CFL players from 1 season? Betts? The only thing I can say is, man, is if they haven't brought Matthew Betts over at this point, that probably tells you where their evaluation is on him. Chris, Dan Thornton sounds sick. Yeah, I've been sick for a few days now, my friend. I feel he is. I am. Betts, yes, maybe. Southwest, great salutations, Duke Crew. Hey, guys, keep it easy on Coach. Let his voice get better. Not too many whoos. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to will it too loud right now. Rob, Dunzoville Packers, I like it. I hope they are by the end of the day. See, Chris laughing. Phil, very sharp cheddar and nachos with lots of hot sauce. I love the lots of hot sauce. Chris, yes, indeed. Sniffling a little bit. And yes, I'll go with that as well. Phil, I put so much hot sauce on it, I burnt the cheese. I like that. See, Chris, drat, and double drat. I'll go with all that. Let's see, Matt, when the Lions win tonight, can we get a playback of Brad celebrating the win in the elevator? Might have to try to add that today. I'm guessing I won't be going out too much today to show houses given the current weather environment we're in. Southwest Lions 150, green gray. There we go. 17. I'll go with that. Dimitri, Dan, I'm back. Exclamation point. Can I get a woo? Absolutely. 1,000%, Dimitri. Let me give you a 1, 2, 3. There you go, my friend. Welcome back, my friend. Let's see. Will the chew out by the coach hurt or help JMO? We'll find out. We will find out. Everybody responds to that stuff differently. So, Phil, can I get a very quiet? Oh, yeah. There you go. I can do that. Let's see. Sarge, O-line must keep the cheese off golf. Yes, keep them, especially off the backside there. Rob, Lions and the Lions and crew will do it to it. I'll go with that, Rob. See, Matt, JMO 120 plus and a tutty. Fire. I'm going with that. The Central. What uniforms the Lions wearing tonight? I don't know, to be honest. Blueberry, says Phil. I just saw that in the comment section. BA, wave iffy when he comes back. I like him, but he's a glass house. He's been injury prone for sure. Sarge, you coach high school basketball at this point. Yeah, I still do scouting for China in the European Union for basketball players, for male basketball players. But Jen doesn't allow me to go over there for months on a time anymore. So she's put the kibosh on that. Trump, Hope Black uniforms, I think, but don't hold me to this, Trump. I think they're going to wear those against Buffalo. Let's see, Matt, Patrick, 70 plus in his first study. That would be great, man. I like the dude. I think he's been a phenomenal pickup for us. The Central, thanks, Phil. Phil, praying for no injuries. Me too, man. Alan, what do you got? Losing Reader is about as bad as it gets. My game plan is to surprise the Pack with deep passes, JMO early and often. Pack will test our injury-riddled front seven. We need to test our secondary. I'm down with that, 100%, man. Phil, would the Lions warn teams not to take their guys? Or do we play you? We will crush you. Hey, they're gonna people if they identify a player as somebody who's gonna upgrade their roster, they're gonna take him. So that's all you can do. Let's see, Josie. Hey, Coach Dan and the Duke Crew, are you all ready for the game today? I think we all are. Yeah. Question mark. Man, it's gonna be a nail biter. I think Lions win 30-28. I'll take it because it's a win. See, Trim Reaper from undesirable to undeniable. Exclamation point. Go Lions. Oh yeah. Let's see. Dorothy, good morning from Florida. Go Lions. Defend the den. I like the way you're thinking. Phil, warm, dew, and mouth wash gargle crew. Might be. Art, I am sure the rest will be flag happy tonight. The Lions need to mind their P's and Q's probably. Dimitri, came up to Detroit for the holiday, and my dad is not doing good, Lions fan. Hopefully, thoughts and prayers. I know Jerome Lewis, informed us, I think it was yesterday, that one of his parents had passed. And sorry for thoughts and prayers for him. Thoughts and prayers for your family as well, my friend. Hopefully all ends up well. See, Rob, after this storm, it's a new Cold War with the cheddar cart. Might be. Wayne, time for the Lions to get a big win. Let's hope they do. Phil, Dan, did you get a Hair Hall of Fame award for coaching? Not as of yet. I've been nominated, I guess, but that's all I can tell you. If I get it, I get it. It's out of my control. How about that? Trumps, I'm Block Broski for a day. Not going to happen, man. I've given that dude so many different opportunities, and he he just keeps shooting himself in the foot. See, Dale, P-O-D, where in P-I are you? I live in Clave and Samara, Philippines, where I'm when I'm there, okay? Freddie, Brian Branch said he wants an INT against Love. He will get it tonight. Well, I hope so. Phil, you work for the client, not the reality company. Yeah, and hey, man, I don't begrudge anybody who operates in a different fashion. I get we all got to feed our families and stuff like that. It just, fortunately, I have like 50 different careers. I do real estate at this point in my life because I enjoy it. I enjoy meeting people. I don't really do it for the paychecks, although the paychecks don't suck. Don't get me wrong. But it's just not my nature to say, yeah, see that issue here. Or if you look up at here's one, especially if you have an old plaster house. So a house, before drywall, you look up the ceilings and it looks like somebody like a spider web is cracking out in 50 different directions. Man, to me, that just leave the house, close the door. Because if you buy that house, it'd be my anticipation. Here's the foundation. You got a ball of clay underneath it. And clay, as it gets wet, it expands like a sponge. So it's actually pushing your foundation out in like at least 4 different directions. The only way to fix that is to blow the house up and start all over. And obviously, if you're buying that house, you're probably not wanting to do that. See, Rob, making a bad deal for a client, messes the deal maker in the long run. Yeah, and it's just not me, man. I enjoy telling people, don't buy this house. You'd be an idiot if you buy this house. I will disown you if you buy this house. But the opposite side of that is if you find a good deal, let people know, especially if they're nervous about it. Because most people, especially if it's their first time buying a place, you're going to be nervous. You haven't been through this before. So that's where really an agent, they should be able to come through and make you feel good. It's an unfortunate thing in this industry or in the real estate industry. I feel like nowadays, and it's probably always been true, just I'm more privy of it or aware of it as I've gotten older. Most realtors don't know jack about how homes are constructed or built, and that's too bad because to me, it shouldn't just be opening a door and giving you paperwork to sign. My job should be to help educate you on the rights and wrongs with the house. And to be honest, to some level, when a lender is overcharging you, there's one lender I know, I've caught him a few times, that charges like $5,000 just for you to use them. And I try to tell people, why are they charging you $5,000 to use them? I mean, you shouldn't have to pay that. Lenders, and especially in this day and age where it's the market is cooled a little bit, they should be competing to get your business, which means you save money. And most people don't consider that. They don't know the difference between an interest rate and points. And I'm not going to make this a show about real estate, but you get a lender who charges you, you make sure you have them explain to you what the points are. And you'll be shocked if they're charging you, say, like 5 or 10 points. And I won't go into it more because I've talked about real estate too much in this show. All right. Lions then, Romeo Doubts is out. Yeah, the Packers got a few dudes out, 100%. Chuck E. Cheese, good morning, Coach of Duke Crew. Go Lions. I'm not scared of the Fudge Packers injuries or not. Get the ball first, score and keep scoring. Just outscore them, 31-23. I like that. Big M, good morning, everyone. Let's get a big W tonight. Let's go. I'll go with that. Dale, this head cold is harsh on my nose and faucet. That's will not shut off. Yeah, and I'm noticing my lips are getting dried out too because of it. Phil, love all the instruments in the chat. Yeah, there we go with that. Rob, will Jamal Adams play? I don't know, man. That's probably, we'll find out, sometime later today, but we're just before kickoff. Southwest, Chris, get out of the chat. We've been whining without Hutch, so we can easily win without Reader. Okay, yeah, I'll go with that. Yeah, I think we can win without him for a game. Southwest, I think Adams will play, probably. Philippines, did you play that Brad in the elevator already? I missed it. No, I haven't. I need to do that. See, Rob, I joked about signing Red Wings before, but with the Lions having to play the Bears at Soldier Field, their skating ability may be an asset. That's not a bad thought there. I didn't think about that. Chuck E. Cheese, run. Keep Green Bay offense off the field. I'll go with that. Real screen salutations, everyone. Happy dude to you, Coach. If you were picking the starting defensive line, who would it be? Probably tonight, Zadarius Smith, Ali McNeil, and I'd keep them next to each other. Then I would probably go Miles Adam in the middle, and probably Eloquent Muhammad on the opposite side, just so you can try to limit the run a little bit more. Southwest, for the fake Jordan is good for 2 INTs, 1 for Taryn Arnold and Branch. I'm down with that. Let's see, Philippines, Dale. Davio City, 11 years. Okay. Let's see. Joseph, have a great day to you all. Exclamation points. Go get out and try to find some work. I got to get out and, hey, go find some work, my friend. Moonscar, FTP, y'all. Just win and shut those shrinking cheddars heads up! Exclamation point! Everyone, take out your graders and put it by your TVs for tonight's game. I'll go with that. Phil, do you work with home inspectors? Just through being in the industry for a long time, you get to know different ones. I can tell you there are some good ones, but this is true with any industry, right? There are some good ones. There's some bad ones. I like the people that will go ahead and take their time talking to a client and make sure they understand what they're reporting, not just try to shotgun through it. Here's a report. Here you go. Because most people don't know jack about houses. It's just they've never worked on one, or you've never helped in construction, stuff like that. So their knowledge base is pretty limited. Joseph C., well, you wouldn't be showing them the house if they're doing wrong with it, though, right, Dan? Yeah. And sometimes, people want to see something. I'll show it to them, but I'm going to tell them, hey, you need to know about this or that going into it. You just do everything you can to help them. So you wouldn't have to worry about saying, don't buy this house. No, I'll tell people flat out, if I go through that house and it doesn't take long to figure out if there's problems or not, I'll tell them, don't consider this place. Joseph, laughing out loud. Correct. Let's see. Phil, rest your voice, Dan. I will be doing that today. Home inspection. Correct, Trumps. Joseph C., hope you feel better. Big Dan, I'm going to go get that morning Mountain Dew after this one, assuming I can get out of the driveway. Joseph C., you might take a couple days off of the broadcast and see how your voice could heal up. It's just not my nature, man. If we are allowed to have practice today, I'll be out there. I'll be trading. I'm a worker, but thankfully I enjoy all my different jobs. See, Hookadoo, the Lions will play like a pride of Lions and have the Packers for a snack one pride. I'm down with that. Southwest, yeah, feel better, Dan. I'm feeling better every day. Just, got to protect the voice a little bit. I oversee us bringing in a 6th offensive lineman. Ooh, that's not a bad idea, man. A lot of plays. Later, everyone. We'll see you, man. And, yeah, you probably spot on with that. Philippines, get better soon, Dan. We love your program, and I love you guys all being here, man. Lauren, is Boss up out on today? I'm not 100% sure. I want to say no, because I want to say Steele does some stuff with the family on Thursdays, but don't hold me to that. That sounds right in my head. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. If you haven't yet subscribed to Lions Talk Live, please consider doing so. Also, if you would be so kind, hit that thumbs up button. Otherwise, if there's breaking news today before the game, I'll get it over to you guys. Otherwise, I will have the link up here in the next hour for the show tonight. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. Do something kind for someone you don't know. We'll see you guys all in the next Lions Talk Live. Take care, all.
Happy trails to you until we meet again.